Hello everyone, it's Taka72 here, and for today, Pokemon Scarlet has been a game that I've been playing for at least a few days now. I've recently just beaten the main story, and it was quite a fun thing. But really, the one thing that I truly like when it comes to Pokemon, not just from the story itself sometimes, or, catching Pokemon itself, but also the introduction of many new colorful casts of characters. In this one, I will be specifically talking about the gym leaders that appears in this game. Gym leaders have been a huge staple since the very first generation, and just like in the past, we got the same 8 gym leaders in this one. So I'm going to be rating all of them, and keep in mind these are my opinions. And not only that, if you've just gotten this game, I know it's been a month, right? I know it's been a month since this game came out, but these are for fans and people and players who have never, played this game yet or have gotten to, go through the story. So there will be major spoilers for those who do not want to watch this. So, and another thing I have to mention, I'll be rating them by how I like their design, whether it matches the personality, and I guess you can say some lore. I will be mentioning some lore in a few characters, so just keep that in mind. So, and I will also be including the Elite Four, and especially the top champion that was shown in this game, so I hope you all enjoyed this video, and so with that, let's rate every gym leader in the Paldean region for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. First of all is Katie, our first Pokemon gym leader in the Paldean region, and she specializes in bug-type Pokemon. Now, keep in mind, as throughout the video, I will be mentioning these characters in order. If you're going to be starting out on your story on you being the ongoing through Victory Road, then I recommend you going through the order that I'm about to mention. The first one being Katie, which is a pretty simple Pokemon gym test and all, and the thing what I like about the design is that she gives off a nice motherly vibe, which kind of makes sense because she does own a bakery in the place she is at, and really it does matches the design of her being a baker, such as the chef's clothes and the apron, which kind of blends in very well with the brown blouse, and the nice little web detail printing on her apron, which is supposed to be representing a Pokemon new to this game that is resembling of a tarantula, and since she is also a bug-type Pokemon, on her hat, you may have noticed these little antenna printings, which is basically representing itself as a bug, and you can also see that as part of her hair as well. She gives up a nice motherly vibe and a sweet personality, and you know what, I'm really glad that this is the first gym leader we get to face off. So yeah, overall, I'll give Katie a 7 out of 10. And now we went from simply kind we went from a sweetheart and a kind character to basically gloomy and edgy. Here we got Brassius, who is the grass-type gym leader. He is the second one that you'll encounter during your journey, and what I really like about this grass-type gym leader as a whole is that it is very different from the ones we're used to. In past Pokemon games, whenever there's a grass-type gym leader, they're usually very kind and always, very nice to nature and all. Characters such as Milo from Sword and Shield and Mallow from Sun and Moon. For Brassius, however, he gives off a vibe that gives, the thorn side of what grass types truly are. In terms of design, though, I do really love the details on his hair. Kind of gives off nice little pointy things that really resembles like actual thorns. And speaking of, he also has a whip, which is actually, the more I look at it, it kind of looks way more of a water hose, but then again, I'm probably just seeing things right now. Not only that, he is also an artist. When we first saw him in one of the few trailers, we thought Brassius was going to be one of those characters that are very edgy and gloomy and all, doesn't care about things and wants to get things through, but no, he is an eccentric artist, and I did not expect that, to be honest. So overall, Brassius gives off an interesting presentation. Lore-wise, I am a little bit interested in, his friendship with Hassel, which I will mention later on. So yeah, 8 out of 10 in my opinion. Next up is Iono, the electric-type gym leader. Ah yes, everyone's favorite VTuber here. So, Iono was one of the few characters that we saw in, I guess, a trailer a couple months back, and let's just say that from the design, she is purposely asymmetrical. Her personality, since she is a streamer after all, of course she's gonna be acting all hype and happy and all, and, full of like spice. And then all I'm saying is that, she's perfectly asymmetrical with her hair color, with the the light pink and light blue, along with the for goodness, well, I forgot the Pokemon's name, but you can see that it can actually move around whenever you fight Iono, and when she loses, these Pokemon actually moves around. So yeah, you all thought it was gonna be like, actual hair buns, but no, it is basically a Pokemon. Not only that, I just love her oversized jacket. I kind of wish this was a real merchandise item that Pokemon will sell. And not only that, the leggings she wears, we got one legging that is actually being worn on, and then this one that just kind of has a strap, and that's about it. And, that's pretty much all I can say about her design and personality. It is perfectly asymmetrical. I love her personality and all, and obviously she is a streamer, so I will give her a 7 out of 10 in my opinion. That's all I have to say about it. Up next is Kofu, the water-type gym leader. This guy is an absolute Chad. Like, my man doesn't care about the gym challenge, he just wants to find some fish. So, first of all, personality-wise, he is really kind. I did not expect the water-type gym leader to be all, kind and all. He really gives off a grandpa-looking vibe. Plus, the design, I really love his face, his beard that really resembles waves, especially his eyebrows as well. Plus, he's just one of those characters that are pretty much big. You expect him to be intimidating and all, but no, they're all very loud and proud and all. And, that's all I can say about Kofu and all. He's quite a grandpa, and that's really what I like about the design, the personality itself. Plus, you can also see the apron he's wearing. I do really love the small details, such as the rope that is tied between there. So, yeah, that's really a nice detail I can really mention. So, overall, I think I'll give him a 6.8 out of 10. Up next is the normal type gym leader, Larry. Okay, there's a lot I have to say about Larry, so keep that in mind. So, Larry as a gym leader, I do want to say, character-wise, I love him. I absolutely love his personality and the design itself. For being a normal type gym leader, it is surprisingly a very normal looking character. Because in the past, we've gotten a few normal type characters that specializes in normal type Pokemon, but unlike Larry, some characters such as Whitney here, for example, gives off a nice little color and gives off a nice little vibe in terms of the contrast with the color. For Larry, however, he literally is just a businessman. That's really all I can say about it. And when you fight him in the gym leader and doing the gym challenge test, you really expect the actual normal type gym leader to be someone with high class, given that it's taking place in a battle in a restaurant. But no, Larry is just an ordinary businessman, and when we learn more about him lore-wise and especially personality, yeah, I definitely feel bad for Larry, and that's why I love him so much. He's just a character that just wants to do his job, and even though many would assume that he would hate his job just because from how he looks, if he couldn't, that he would have never been a gym leader. Oh, and he's also one of the Elite Four members. Plus, he's also an office worker at another place. So yeah, that's some dedication right there. I know some would say that Larry is quite an overrated character and a gym leader, but who cannot love Larry here? He's just a really great guy, even though he looks so depressed. But that's just what I like about Larry. So yeah, 10 out of 10. Just, the best gym leader in my opinion. Up next is the 6th gym leader in Paldea, being Rhyme, who specializes in ghost type Pokemon. Now, what I really like about Rhyme's design as a whole is basically, for someone who looks like a ghost type, who specializes in ghost type gym leaders, she doesn't look like any of the type of ghost type leaders that, has that sort of purplish like color with some dark black in there, kind of like in the past one. For Rhyme, however, she gives off a vibe of, actually being a rapper. She is a rapper, however, but you can still see elements of some, ghost type, such as her hair resembling an actual skeleton bone, which I didn't really notice until I saw her render, and I really like that small detail. Plus, her microphone also has a rib cage, and the microphone part itself, if you can't really tell, but it's based off an actual skull. And you can see that her necklace is based off from skeleton teeth, from what I can see. Plus, from past Pokemon characters who, specialize as ghost types, they're usually either, gloomy, sometimes eccentric, or even, all prideful and all. For Rhyme, however, she's all talk, she's boisterous, she's really, she gives off an actual rapper vibe. So, yeah, maybe a 7 or 8 out of 10 just for the design and personality overall. Plus, when we get to learn a bit more lore about her, with like a few certain characters I have to mention. Next is the 7th gym leader, being Tulip, who specializes in Psychic-type Pokemon. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not sure whether or not she really does specializes in Psychic-type Pokemon, because from what I can tell from her design and personality, she's mostly just a fashion model, which we get to see in the area where Iono is at. So yeah, I wasn't too sure how to feel about it, plus there's also some butterfly parts in her dress, which actually does move, which I can't tell whether that's supposed to be a part of her dress or are actual butterflies that are on it. Overall, I do really like the design itself. I can't really tell, I really don't know whether it gives off a psychic vibe though. Like I said, she's just a fashion model, and that's all I can say about it. She's just a celebrity, just like with Rhyme overall, so yeah, I'm not sure. So sadly, Tulip can only get like a 5 or 6 out of 10. Okay, next up is finally the last gym leader who specializes in Ice-type Pokemon, Grusha. He right here is quite an interesting character. As the last one, he is a character that, while the design itself is pretty simple while wearing, really just simple snow gear, I do like some details within Grusha's character design. First off, it's the scarf that leaves off a nice Pokeball fabric in the end, and his hair is basically representing, ice types, which I really do like the small details. That's what I love about character designs. It's the details that represent their characters very well, and Grusha, along with a few other characters, is basically one of them. So yeah, I also really like his personality as well. He just he's a character that is, very cold at times when he's outside. Plus, there's just the fact that we get to learn a bit of his backstory about him being a former snowboarder, which I feel bad after hearing that. So yeah, I will give Grusha a 7 out of 10. So yeah, those are all the gym leaders I have to mention, but like I said in the very beginning, I will also be mentioning, the Elite Four along with the top champion, so let's just get that over with. I will exclude Larry though, because, spoiler, he is, like I said earlier, Larry is actually one of the Elite Four, so I will exclude him out of this. So first off is Rika. Alrighty, so the funny thing about it is that when I saw this character, many thought that Rika was a boy because of how she acts around other characters, but no, many found out that it was a girl, and many just love her already. Not because of, what the character really is, but just from the personality and design itself. From the looks of it, I really love the detail in her necktie, and especially that one little triangle part. I'm not sure why that even exists. Plus, I can't tell whether that's supposed to be a bag or just another strap that is supposed to be part of her pants. Plus the hair design, that kind of really reminds me a bit of Shiver from Splatoon 3, just from the character's hairstyle. Plus, she also specializes in ground-type Pokemons, which does pretty much represent her very well in terms of her being quite a grounded and chill character. So, Rika, as a whole, is an 8.5 out of 10. Next is one of the Pokemon that specializes in Steel-type Pokemon. Poppy, I think that's her name. I'm sorry, this character is kind of forgettable in my opinion. Like, yeah, I do really think that she's quite an odd character out of the Elite Four overall, but not gonna lie, I do kind of forget her name sometimes. So the way she represents the Steel-type Pokemons, I love her key necklace that right here. I didn't notice some of her fabric kind of looks like it gives off a steel vibe, and not only that, since she is pretty much a child, obviously she is a character that is all, hype and all, I don't know how to describe Poppy at all. Like I said, she is quite a forgettable character as a whole. Her design does represent more steel types though, so I'll give her some points for that. Sadly, it's about a 5 out of 10. Next up is Hassel. Actually, Hassel is one of the few characters you can find in the academy that you're in, depending on which version of a Pokemon you have. So, Hassel overall as a character, in terms of personality and design, for personality, he's definitely a character that gives off, he is proud. He's definitely gives off a vibe that will, he cries easily when he gets all emotional, which I really find it funny and really, kind of sweet in my opinion, just because he really believes in the main character. Plus, from the design itself, it looks like he kind of belongs in Hogwarts just from the design. And it really kind of makes sense since he also specializes in Dragon-type Pokemon. And not only that, he kind of gives me a mix of Professor Lupin and Lucius Malfoy from the Harry Potter series. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, he definitely gives me Harry Potter vibes very much. So yeah, overall Hassel, and also I did mention Brassius having a, sort of a lore connection with Hassel as a whole. So yeah, and plus he does appreciate art, which is, I guess you can see why Brassius is like that. So yeah, 7 out of 10. And finally, the last character is Gita, the top champion, and I'm not gonna lie, design-wise, I do find it funny how long her legs are. It reminds me of that one clip from SpongeBob. And the hair color and hair design is interesting as well, because her ace Pokemon being Glamora, which is a new Pokemon, and I really love the contrast between the gold, black, and blue colors. And for personality and lore-wise, okay, for lore-wise, you might exactly hate Gita if you learn a bit more about her. For personality, she is kind, but at the same time, quite mysterious. When it comes to champions, they're usually all out. They're usually, characters with overcomplicated designs, and it's all, happy, full of pride and, excitement. For Gita, she kind of rarely shows that. She's kind of mysterious, which I really hope we get to explore more of her character in an upcoming DLC for Scarlet and Violet. I heard that DLC is coming up for this game, so I'm not entirely too sure. But overall, just for now, I guess I'll give this character, in terms of design and sort of personality, a 6.5 out of 10. But yeah, these are all of the gym leaders, plus the Elite Four and top champion in the Paldea region in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Who exactly is your favorite gym leader and the other characters I've mentioned in this list? Do you agree with my opinions? It's okay if you disagree with me. And, I still have one more video to make before 2022 ends. And so with that, leave a like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell for more videos, follow my Twitter, and I'll see you guys next time. And remember this, once a legend, always a legend. Like a Hellcat.